Today, we are installing some hella horns. It sounds like a horn again, instead of like a dying elephant rat. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I am already dripping with sweat and I've only been out here for like 10 minutes to get the bumper off. So today we've got something really cool that I've been wanting to do for like over a year. I've had it forever and I just have not installed it. Sorry about the noise in the background. I have a fan. It is 110 degrees outside and it's probably like at least 100 in here. So air movement makes me feel like I don't want to die. We are installing some hella horns. And I've got a little special surprise with it too that I haven't seen on very many cars. So I actually got 6-speed horns instead of hella horns. Boom. And then I've got this pair-in bracket here. Okay. You'll see what this is for and what these are for. Now this is the thing that's really gonna set these apart. This is hella fresh covers. You can find them on Instagram, and I'll put that right here. I have here my extension harness. I'm kind of curious to see how long this is because I want to mount this in somewhere that is a little bit different. So I took the time to do a little bit of eyeballing with the bracket that I have and with the hella horns, and they'll kind of fit in here. They'll fit kind of in this gap right here above the Sickspeed front mount, and they don't look that bad from the front of the car. The problem is the bracket that I have will not fit behind the Sickspeed intercooler mount, and then it's like a full, like what? How long is my finger? 2.5 inches or something like that. And I don't want to bend up the bracket, but I think I had a better idea. The harness relay doodle that I got is the JDM toy, universal thing, because it was like 15 bucks on Amazon. And here are the diagrams that came with the horns themselves. I believe that this is built off of that, which, you know, might work. Looking at the routing, it's got a fuse right here where it connects to positive and then fuse. And then if we follow this red line all the way over here, we've got a relay right there. Now, the idea I was having, since the horns don't really fit with the intercooler, is I'm gonna mount them right here. So they shoot the sound through the hood scoop. I don't know if that's how sound works, and I don't care. It's not that big of a deal, but it'll also look cool right there in my engine bay. So I'm thinking I'm gonna route this into my intake box because there's really nothing in there, and I can kind of tuck the wiring up under all this garbage right here because there's nothing back there, so I can run it. Here's some horn connectors and here's some, like, I really honestly want to resheath all this wiring to clean it up. We've got our ground right here, which can honestly reach just about anywhere. The thing that I don't understand is why the connectors that go to the stock horns, first of all, are these type of connectors, which I'm sure will work just fine, but also, why is this only this long from the relay? Like, I guess it's meant to be, well, it's meant to be mounted right here, but we're going to do this instead. But stock horn thing's right here, and it almost reaches going around the car, so I'm sure it'll reach underneath the car. Also, looking at the Sickspeed harness install video, you really only have to plug into this stock horn location and not the one behind the bumper. So I don't think it'll really be that big of a deal if I only splice into this one. I really don't like cutting off connectors and splicing wires. If I can figure out how to get that connector off the stock horn, I'd rather splice into that so I still have this like easy disconnect. I probably won't, but you know, it's the thought that counts. I don't think I can make that work the way I want to. Here is a better look at this thing, and this is a tiny molded piece of plastic with a little pin connector in there. You can probably find a universal connector like that at the hardware store, but that's ridiculous. I'm being too ridiculous about this. I need to just splice it in. So I'm gonna cut this connector off probably to about right here, so that like I have some wiggle room if I need to reconnect it for whatever reason down the road or something. Hope that was enough. Perfect. If you've ever tried to strip wires with a pair of scissors, just get some of these. These were like 12 bucks and they are amazing. And then on the other side, ba-boom, I got a crimper. All right, this is what we came up with. We're not gonna talk about my wiring and my tape job. It's not my best at anything. I'm not good at it, so we're not gonna talk about it. Battery's disconnected, so we've got this little attachment here on our power block. So I'm gonna connect our power underneath that, and hopefully that'll work. So that way I can keep it hidden underneath that and kind of keep it tucked a little bit. That's plugged into the fuse box. We got all this set up. The only thing we need to set up is the ground, which is right there. So I did my best to try and make this look as close to OEM as possible. So we got a relay right here. Ground wire goes up under the intake box, comes out right here, and grounds right there. And then I found some extra plastic sheathing that I have that looks like the OEM stuff. So I taped it to that and taped it up here as it runs above the valve covers. Then run it back here and then down over there under all of that crap. Boom. Oh my God, I almost lost that one. So here's something I wasn't expecting. That comes off with the front of it. And then you see the inside of your horn. So that's cool, and also kind of stressful. We're gonna take this and kabloodle right on there. And then we're gonna ka-chow right into here. Line up the holinators and tighten this sucker down. I've just learned a very important lesson. Don't over tighten these, because that paint just exploded right off of there. How sick that looks. Before I put these all the way in the car, I'm gonna test these first. Holy shit.
Okay.
Yes. How loud was it?
Pretty loud.
Told you. That hurt my ears. It was that loud. And apparently, they heard it too. Now you'll see what these came in handy for. I took one of these and I bent it into what ends up being like kind of a little V shape right here. And then this is not my first choice of hardware. This looks absolutely disgusting. What we're gonna have to drill out this hole to get it to mount. I just realized that. That's awesome. I think it'll be fine. I don't think that's gonna loosen up and wiggle sideways or anything. Seems good. See what this sounds like. Why does it sound like that? It sounds like a dying elephant rat. A rat that makes the sound, It's an elephant rat is a rat that's, no, it's an elephant that's the size of a rat, but it sounds like an elephant because it's an elephant. It's like Dr. Seuss. It's this big and it's like this long with the trunk's like, and it goes like that. Did a second ago. I'll input sound clip. That's elephant rat. New band name, called it. Oh, this video took a turn. God damn it.
3 days later.
After a couple of days of driving the car, the horn sounded like ass. So I looked up the iJDM toy harness review. Everybody was saying that this relay that it comes with is insufficient. I went and got a new relay that looked like it would be the same thing, and it was a 5-pole instead of a 4-pole. I don't know anything about electricity, so I didn't know that what I was doing was wrong. And I spent like $30 on fuses because they kept just popping instantly. As soon as I plugged the new relay in, popped, popped, popped. I'll show you this, popped, popped. I talked to a friend of mine who knows a little bit about wiring, and he was like, yeah, don't keep bumping fuses, because if you finally find a fuse that can take the amperage you're putting through it, then you're gonna set something on fire. Word to the wise, don't do that if you don't know about wiring. Now I know that. So now you know that. Remember, the whole impromptu idea of this channel is I make mistakes so you don't have to. So this is the relay that we have. This is the relay that I ended up with, which looks like it would be sufficient. However, if you look at this diagram and compare it with this diagram, there's a very slight difference. Practically, what that difference is that middle pole right there. You can see it says 87A right there. I think that means 87 amps. I don't know. I don't know about electricity. That middle pole right there does not exist on this relay. If we look down here where the harness is pinned into there, do you see what wire goes right into the middle of that? Yes, that is the ground wire. Was popping fuses because I was sending power through the ground wire. Basically, I redid all of the wiring. Those little crappy connections that I had here, went through and redid those with spade connectors. So it was still having that problem. I was like, all right, cool, well, maybe it's getting too much voltage or amperage or whatever, because this horn's still plugged in. No, not the problem. I unplugged that horn, nothing worked. This was the only one that was sounding after I started blowing fuses. I zip tied up the wiring back there and made this look a little bit more OEM. You can't really see it in the engine bay. So I now have here the Bosch equivalent. This right here, the number ending in 103 is the part number equivalent for this one. So we're gonna pop this one off, pop this one in, and hope more fuses don't blow up. No pops yet. Originally, where I had the power wire for the horns, which is this right here, plugged in, was to that right there. And if you notice this has a little fuse on it, I was like, ah, that'll be great. No, not great. That right there is why I was having the... It was like, I don't know, it sounded stupid. You heard it. It sounds like a horn again. So I just realized that I never actually showed you how I mounted the horns. So here you go. So this is the little L bracket that I bent into like a V shape. There's a bolt right here that holds on this AC line P-clamp thing. So I just undid that, and then a little bolt right here with the Perrin engine mount, and that's all it takes. That's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Make sure to hit that notification bell because I'm putting out videos about every month, but they're on a different day every month. So you wanna get notified whenever I make a video. See y'all in the next video.